Suspect in a pair of targeted shootings of Minnesota lawmakers is in police custody this morning.
After a two-day manhunt, 2 sleepless nights, law enforcement have apprehended Vance Boelter. That's 48 hours that law enforcement involved in a complex and dangerous manhunt.
Vance Boelter has been charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder after a multi-day manhunt that's been called the largest in state history. Authorities say on Saturday, Boelter impersonated law enforcement to gain access to the homes of State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband before he assassinated them. He allegedly used the same method to shoot State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette. They're both still hospitalized with severe injuries. The shootings have been described as politically motivated. Boelter abandoned his car at the Hortmans' home after a shootout with police and then fled. Officers say they found a list of other lawmakers and officials in that car that appear to be future targets. They believe Boelter acted alone, but are still investigating if he was part of a, quote, broader network. I want to go first to the ground. NBC senior national correspondent Jay Gray live with us this morning from St. Paul, Minnesota. Jay, what's the latest where you are?
Well, Ellie, let's show you behind me. They've got a growing memorial here. In fact, we've already seen people early this morning out at the memorial to the victims. And we're learning more about that manhunt you talk about. It was a massive team of officers and federal agents stalking the suspect through the woods, then making their move just after nightfall, closing in, encircling him, and then commanding him to crawl to where they were. We're told that he was armed at the time of his arrest, but that there was no confrontation, and that none of the law enforcement officers used their weapons during the arrest. He had been on the run for more than 40 hours, was arrested about 50 miles or so to the southwest of where the attacks took place, and it was just a few miles from his home. Now, they were first called back to that area when they identified a vehicle that they suspected he had been driving after the attacks. It was abandoned along a roadway there. And then while there, a resident provided them with a tip saying that they saw them running through the woods, and that's when they initiated this massive search and were able to pinpoint him. They tell us that they also used drones as well as a chopper, infrared technology to find out exactly where he was, and then just inch by inch moved in until they finally closed that circle around it.